Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Sunday the 28th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame, got the dog outside, got her fed, taken care of. She's kind of a weirdo with her eating schedule when she first gets here, especially for longer trips. Seems like it levels out, she goes back to eat normal, but she'll go like barely eat anything. She'll eat a little bit, I'll hear in there crunching and stuff, she'll eat a little bit, and then she'll like not eat the rest of the day, and she'll scarf it down late at night. So I just give her 2 meals, the same amount in the morning. If she don't eat it, I double it up for eating, and then she'll eat it before she falls asleep easily. So it's kind of what I think is going to happen. So she didn't really eat breakfast this morning, but she nibbled at it a couple times, which also reminds me that I know she knows it's there, so it's not like I'm concerned of her not finding it. So it kind of is what it is there. So I went ahead, talked to my wife, got up and asked her if she wanted to go grab some breakfast, and she said sure, where at? And I said, hey, why don't we go up and try Tim's Corner up in Port Orange. I watched their dog before. Buddy of mine is pretty good friends with him. We met him at his party a couple times and stuff, and never get up that way. I'm not a breakfast guy really, I don't know why. So I thought, hey, why not, we'll go try it out. And one of the guys we were on the cruise with, he'd been there I think like a couple times in a row. He was at the Daytona, the Rolex 24 at Daytona track, so he'd ran down to there a couple times. So if it's good enough for somebody to make the trip out of leaving the Daytona area to get away from there to go down to find a place like that to eat when there's tons of places around there, must be pretty damn good. So we headed up there. I joked about taking the vet because it was a little on the chilly side, but it wasn't too bad. Beautiful day. She said that's fine, because she was trying her hair, and her hair was just fizzed out. Like her hair was like so big, it was massive, man. It was so massive. It was when I was laughing, and she was like, I don't know, it's like, she's, we can if you want. I'm like, no, it's good, we'll take the car, it's no problem. So went ahead and basically jumped in her car. We got around, got the dogs, figured out where they were going to be, and headed up. As I was driving up there, I knew where it was. I've seen it before, looked over and saw it, but not enough to really know where exactly at. And I got to the point, I'm like, I should have seen it by now. Like, I thought I'd been here already, but went to pull out my phone to get the GPS on it, and looked over, I'm like, oh shit, there it is. I just passed it. So I whipped in the little strip mall parking lot, came back, walked in, and the place was slam packed. It's a tiny little hole in the wall in the corner of a spot, tiny little place, and it is just slammed. So I basically worked my way up to the counter and like, never been here before. Does we sit ourselves stuff? He goes, yeah, you just have a seat anywhere. And I'm like, well, there's nothing here. And I didn't know if there's like a waiting list now at that point or how it works. He goes, well, we got a pretty quick turnover, so we'll go ahead and just, you see something open up. I'm like, okay. So we went and stood by the front door, stand there waiting, and a 4-seater was getting cleared out. And before they got it cleaned off, they got this stuff off, hadn't got it wiped down yet. A 2-seater pot was getting up as well. So I'm like, let's wait for the 2-seater, because there's only 2 of us, and that way if a group of 3 or 4 come in, I can have the bigger table. So went ahead and waited until I got that table cleaned off, and sit down and brought some menus and looking through, trying to figure out what we wanted to have. And most of the time, because again, in America, all the meals are so huge that you can't eat a regular, dish by yourself. I do want to try their biscuits and gravy, but if you want to get something, obviously something else small, we can. Or there's this big skillet thing. It's like a bunch of eggs in a skillet with, they had hash browns. We decided to go with, not hash browns, sorry, corned beef. And I wanted to go with sausage. That's when the sausage has peppers and potatoes and stuff on it, and covered in gravy and cheese on top. And I said, I'll be able to taste the gravy there to know if it's worth getting biscuits and gravy if we ever come back. And she goes, that'll work. That she wanted also get, she didn't think it was gonna be enough. She wanted to get pancakes as well. I'm like, okay, looks like a lot of food, but hey, whatever makes you happy. So went ahead and we got a short stack of pancakes, which is 2 pancakes, and the food got here to us. It was good food, service was great, super kind, kept moving through quickly, as busy as it was. Everybody seemed to have a pretty good attitude. There was one guy there, like, he never picked his feet up, like he just shuffled his feet, and just that, like he was on slow-mo the whole time. And just kind of, I was like, God, just imagine if that's your entire life. He looks like he's, I don't know, late teens, early 20s. But if that was your whole life forever, you're just always at zero speed, all the time. You're always on a 1. And I'm like, that would really become a problem. So, but yeah, I was like, that just sucks so much that his whole life is going to be hard in the process. So there's a little dog out there who doesn't listen, who was come barking and chasing after me, and it was a fat little wiener dog, and the owner's back there screaming at it because it doesn't listen very well. So sometimes, depending on the dog, I will actually kind of whistle and encourage them to follow me because I want to see the owner run farther or train your dog better. But most of the time I don't. I just kind of want the dog on the street where it's going to get killed by a car kind of thing. So, but yeah, I went ahead, head down to our breakfast. Breakfast was really good. Super happy with it. Karen couldn't eat all of her half and the pancakes, so she ended up throwing some of it away, which I hate seeing food go to waste. But I knew if I ate what was left of hers, I'd already kind of figured out what I wanted to eat last to get the last over flavor, and I was going to be stuffed full. And being that stuffed that early in the day will definitely make my day less enjoyable for the rest of the day. So got done there, and then we headed on north. There's a little farmer's market / flea market / I don't know what you want to call it up there. So we went up to it, and it's just there's nothing of excitement there at all. Take that back. There was actually somebody who was selling some very well-worn, super old like kids playground toys, like the ones that sit on the big spring that spring back and forth kind of thing. And they didn't have the spring, that's had the body of it, like the carousel looking body, but little kids toys. So it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. That's something I've never seen here before. That's cool. And then a lot of the rest stuff was just like Chinese knockoff shit and bootleg stuff and illegal. Like they're selling all kinds of like NFL custom signs and shit that they don't have license for. They don't. It's just a lot of crap. And then some weird stuff. There used to be a guy that was set up there all the time with like 24 laptop computers that he was always selling. Never saw anybody buy any stuff, but he wasn't there. So there used to be somebody who set up a bunch of plants, tons of plants and flowers and trees and stuff. They weren't there either and stuff. And the sale is it's iffy. It's never great, but I figured it'd be better than this time of year, but was not good. So we walked around there, enjoyed that. And then as we head on home, we got just north of New Smyrna, and there's a little restaurant there that I'm not sure if it's weekly, bi-weekly, every 3 weeks, every 3 months. I don't know how often it is, but they have a little gathering of cars. And we've seen it before coming back through, but never in time to like know that it's going to be there kind of thing. So I was like, okay, so we saw them there, and on our way up, we saw a couple cars had pulled in that lot. So I assumed it was going to be happening today. And on the way back, we saw some more cars coming in. And I was like, oh, let's stop in there. So we stopped in the just out in the parking lot, out in the grass field, car show. Saw a couple of cars we saw yesterday. Saw some new cars we hadn't seen. We saw a nice blue Ford sedan that was basically a beautiful little car. And aftermarket, V8 in it, air conditioning, all that good fun stuff. And it was for sale for $69,000. And my wife actually liked it. And I'm like, if you think you like it, let's buy it. Like I'd love to see you in an old car. Like that's absolutely what I would love to do. And that car worth way more than any new Mercedes will be in 10, 15 years, kind of thing. So let's go ahead and get this deal. And she's like, oh, it's too much money, and yada yada. I said, still less than a new Mercedes would be, and it's less than a new Ford truck would be. So why don't we go ahead and just look at this? And how are you doing today?
Hey, pretty good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. So she's like, it's too much money. I'm like, well, asking $69,000 does not mean that that's the lowest I'll take. And she's like, I don't know. I said, well, get the number if you wanted the car. Like, it's a great car. It had red interior. She wasn't really a fan, but she liked the red interior. So, but she chose not to get the number. So who knows? Maybe she'll think about it. Maybe I'll have to put the word out. I'm looking for whoever owned that car, try and chase him down, but it is what it is. So I think 90% of the reason she liked the car is because it's blue. And that's 90% of the reason she liked the car, which I keep trying to explain to her. We could buy a similar car that's maybe $30,000 and paint it for $10,000, have a phenomenal paint job up on it, or $5,000, paint it blue, and not worry about the scratches and scuffs in it, and then every 5 years repaint it. But she doesn't see that concept of how that stuff can work, so it is what it is there. But yeah, we got back to the house, went ahead, hung out with the dogs, got them outside, chilled out there a little bit, had another dog get dropped off, and we were all good to go there. Went ahead, and my wife and mother headed to the store. So they went and get the grocery shopping done. I gave back a dog. That dog came. It's kind of what it is. So hung out inside for a while. They got back from the store. They got our grocery stuff all put away. Went and got my run in. Got done with that. Got back to the house, chilled out for a little bit. Ended up having ourselves some leftovers for dinner and watched another episode of Wentworth. Then I headed back outside to chill out with the puppy and enjoying myself a beautiful cigar. The weather was so nice today. I actually opened the windows of the house up, and I was like, dude, it's nicer outside than it is in here, and let's go ahead and open these windows up. So turned the AC off and opened the house up, and it was really nice having that wind coming to the house. It felt pretty cool. So I was like, not too often you get to be, late January anywhere in the world where your windows are open. So at least nowhere I ever grew up, never had that opportunity. So yeah, we got that knocked out. That was a fun time, and it was all good. So then from there, headed back in, late enough. She didn't feel like basically watching anything. I was getting ready. I did a bunch of laundry too. So we got laundry all put away, and as I was getting it all hung up and that, the dog would kept barking because she stays in the office because she's been known to be aggressive towards other dogs. So I keep her separated, and she was barking a little bit. And I yelled at her, and I told her to be quiet and all that stuff, but so I'd knock it off. And then she barked at it again. I'm like, well, there's no other dogs here right now. It's just her. So let's go ahead and just bring her in the bedroom and sleep on the floor next to us, and she'll settle down. Part of the sense suck is if she have another dog coming tomorrow, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that dog. Because that dog normally sleeps in the room with us. So I gotta figure out what's gonna happen to her. Hopefully it's just one night. And I think part of the window is open and the different smells in the room, most of the noises. She's pretty sensitive to other noises. And I didn't think about it when I put her in there. I had her window open as well. So I'm hoping with the window shut, she'll be better off tomorrow, but we'll see. So that's all I got for right now. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.